Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excited for my guest today. Comedian Josh Blue is my guest today. For those of you who watch Last Comic Standing, he was the winner on that several years ago. I don't know how many years ago. 4 years, 5 years? I guess we'll ask him. But it's been a couple years back. He was the winner of Last Comic Standing. He is a comedian with cerebral palsy and very, very funny guy. I'm super excited to chat with him. Got a quote for today as well, Heidi.
Alrighty.
From Anne Frank. It says, "How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world." How cool is that? She was quite the writer.
She really was.
Yeah. How wonderful is it that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world? So they're saying, you know what? You can make a change and you don't have to wait. You can do it now. So there you go. Get out there and make a change. Coming up, some special things going on today. We'll tell you all about that in a bit. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday, the 12th day of June. It is Crowded Nest Awareness Day today. I wonder if that's the opposite of empty nest.
Probably.
Must be. It's also National Jerky Day. Oh, I got to celebrate.
No, you can't.
It is Superman Day today. National Peanut Butter Cookie Day, Victims of Orlando, Florida Attack Day, and World Day Against Child Labor. So give the kids the day off. A lot of stuff going on this Monday, the 12th day of June. I'm going to celebrate. Let's see. Do I want to have a peanut butter cookie or some jerky?
No.
I'll have them both. I'll have a peanut butter jerky cookie sandwich.
No, you will not.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com. You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. I actually have an image of this baby online. Florida woman says she knew her stomach was undeniably huge as she was approaching the end of her pregnancy. But Christine Corbett did not know just how big her baby girl was. Carly is her baby. She arrived via C-section on the 15th day of May. So that's like almost a month ago.
Okay.
Wonder why it's taken so long for this story to make it out.
I don't know.
The baby was 13 pounds, 5 ounces.
That's a big baby.
That is a big old baby. Now, there may be bigger babies out there, but that's a big baby. Christine says, after the delivery, it looked like they pulled a toddler out of my belly. And if you want to see an image of baby Carly, again, weighing 13 pounds, 5 ounces, I've got that image at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. How big a baby were you, Heidi? Do you remember?
I wouldn't remember how big I was.
You don't ever remember who your parents, like your mom telling you?
I think I was like 7 pounds or something.
Because here's the thing that, talk about some stupid thing for me to be like bothered by. When I was a little kid, I remember my mom telling me that I was 8 pounds, 10 ounces when I was born. And then it was like, I don't know, when I was like 9 or 10, I found my birth certificate and I was like 6 pounds, 8 ounces. My brother Joe was 8 pounds, 10 ounces. So Joe was the big baby.
So it bothers you that you got mixed up?
Well, I was devastated. I was like, she doesn't even remember how much I weighed. Well, now, as I'm an adult, I realize that those kind of things, I'm not going to say they don't matter, because you know what? If that matters to you, then it matters to you. But it really doesn't matter to me at all anymore. But I remember when I was a little kid, I was just devastated. I was like, she didn't even know which kid was which. Well, she's got 6 kids, John. What do you expect? It would be kind of hard to keep them all straight. So.
Yeah, I know both of our kids, but I only had 2, so I can see how you would mix those up.
Oh, yeah. It'd be very easy. Anyway, if you want to see a photo of a big old baby, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. First thing, we got two different things we're going to talk about. First thing, a new study warns that even moderate drinking can damage our brains. So even moderate drinking. So they're saying if you don't want to damage your brain, don't drink. Now, let's talk about somebody that's damaged their brain. In California, police were called to a grocery store after a man there threatened employees. The man left with 12 bottles of whiskey. Keep track here. 12 bottles of whiskey, a digital thermometer, and 2 heads of lettuce.
Okay.
So he's healthy eating, not so healthy drinking.
Okay.
What the heck is that all about? 12 bottles of whiskey, a digital thermometer, and 2 heads of lettuce.
I don't know.
I don't quite understand what kind of concoction do you suppose he was whipping up with that? I got a recipe that calls for 12 bottles of whiskey.
He was making some Irish stew.
Yeah, apparently it must be something really good. And I'm not sure what the thermometer's for exactly, but there you go. Kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. An Italian teenager is on trial for robbery. Maybe he should have stopped before he got himself into more trouble. A young man there he allegedly robbed a Madrid taxi driver. And he said, no, I have a solid alibi. I did not rob that Madrid taxi driver. That night that you guys are talking about, I wasn't even in town. I was in this other town picking pockets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Prosecutor said, well, now you're going to spend 10 years in jail for one of the crimes. So maybe he should have come up with a better excuse.
Yeah, probably.
I wasn't even in Madrid. How could I have robbed him when I was robbing these other people? Oh, okay. Well, you're admitting to that. Well, we'll just throw you in jail for that. Yeah, probably not the smartest thing. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. Heidi, we need to get in on some of this dumb money. I mean, we just gotta. Take a listen to this. Last year, Marielle Wacom founded a company called Happily Ever After Hashtagged after being asked by a friend to come up with a personalized hashtag for their wedding. Now, this Los Angeles woman is swamped with orders. It says here, she charges, are you ready for this?
Yes.
$40 for a single customized hashtag or $85 for 3. Well,
I don't understand what she does.
Like hashtag happily ever after.
Right.
But like she'll have a customized one just for you. And
you can't come up with your own hashtag?
Apparently not. So you spend $40 for her to think of stuff that you know.
Okay.
She doesn't even know you. So how's she going to come up with the best thing for you? Anyway, she has about 150 customers at any given time. She's
That's
always
so stupid.
I know. So I said, let's get into some of this dumb money. I mean, my wife and I, we are pretty darn creative people. We'll come up with hashtags like you ain't never seen. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what a hashtag is, but we will figure that out. All right. Hey, did you ever watch the TV or the movie Death Wish when you were a kid?
No.
When I was a kid, we for whatever reason, that was a movie. Charles Bronson was in it.
Okay.
And that my dad loved Charles Bronson. And we got to watch that quite a bit. Well, there's a reboot coming out with Bruce Willis. There's some people super excited about it. There's others that are giving it thumbs down already and haven't even seen it.
I love Bruce Willis.
I do too. And I'm actually kind of excited to see his version of this movie. It's going to come out in November. Now, the original came out in 1974 with Charles Bronson. $3 million budget, which was not a huge...
That's a lot for a 74.
1974. It wasn't a huge budget. You know, it not as big as like Star Wars and those kind of things. So $3 million was their budget, and it made $22 million. And back then, that was a huge success. They make more than that on a weekend now.
Yeah.
But excited to see how that does. A new report says that it's cheaper to send a kid to Harvard than it is to send them to a California prison.
Okay.
Well, and it's also better for their future.
Yeah. More job opportunities afterwards, for sure.
Just saying, if you got to choose between the two, between the two. The California, speaking of them, the mountains there are still covered in 8 feet of snow. So the California mountains covered in 8 feet of snow, and here it is, June. So usually by now that's not the case. The early reviews for The Mummy are out. Wow, we're talking about movies a lot here. Not good, by the way, the reviews.
I don't know if I've seen previews for The Mummy.
Well, Brendan Fraser is in it. Remember The Mummy?
Oh, The Mummy. I thought you said The Money.
No.
And no, Brendan is not in it.
He's
been
not in it?
excluded from this film.
Well, I just saw a meme online that had him in it, so it was making fun of the fact that he wasn't in it.
The film is bombing.
Oh.
He said when you see the reviews that The Mummy is bombing.
Gotcha. Well, anyway,
He was laughing. All the pictures were him laughing.
Any previews, haven't seen anything other than this. The reviews are out. They're not good. The top critics on Rotten Tomatoes have given Tom Cruise, it's a Tom Cruise flick, a 21 out of 100. Not everybody hates it, though. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B-. USA Today gave it 3 out of 4 stars, saying it exudes a guilty pleasure's delight. So whatever that means. If you want to exude guilty pleasure's delight.
I can't believe they excluded Brendan Fraser. He is the Mummy franchise.
From the others. Speaking of franchises, Ocean's 11. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, now they're coming out with Ocean's 8. They did like Ocean's 12 and 13. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I can't keep track anymore. Actor, director, and writer Carl Reiner is returning as Saul Bloom, the con man. Ocean's 8 will open about a year from now. It's June 8th, 2018 is when that's coming out. So there you go.
Shouldn't it be August?
I don't know. Why?
8/8.
Oh, there you go.
If it's Ocean's 8, shouldn't it be?
Why not?
Aren't they going to go with a theme?
Probably not. Anyway, a couple of fun things for you right there. Thanks for listening to the Scoop of the Day on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us right now, comedian Josh Blue. Josh, how are you, sir?
I'm delightful. Thank you, sir.
Well, glad to have you on the program, and it's exciting to visit with you because there are a lot of folks that have probably seen you on television and had a chance to watch you do comedy, but I get the opportunity to ask you all kinds of fun personal questions now. So how did you get started in comedy? What was it that was kind of drawing you into that?
I actually started in college. My friends always told me, I was funny all the time, and I just picked up a microphone, started messing around, and then I was like, whoa, there's something to this, and then I started doing open mic nights, and it was pretty strange at first, because everyone else is doing poetry and music, and I'm up there, what's up? I got cerebral palsy. Hi, everyone. Yeah, from there, it was all downhill, really.
Now, are there many other comedians that you know of that have cerebral palsy, or are you kind of one of the only ones out there that has that?
There is a handful of other comics that I kind of saw as I was coming up, and they, made the path for me and made it accessible to me and made it an okay thing for me to talk about my life. And so, yeah, there was a few others, but I'm kind of the one now.
So what are some of the shows that people might have seen you on television? Because I know I've seen you before, but I don't know that I could say it was on this and on this and on this. You've been on several things. What are some of the programs you've been on nationally?
Well, the thing is that people most know me from was Last Comic Standing. I won that in 2006.
Nice.
Yeah, and then, I've been on a handful of other shows. Ron White, Salute to the Troops. I've had my own Comedy Central half hour, and also I have 5 specials.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And something else, that there are some people that know you as one of the spokespeople for a product that not everybody gets, but there are some people that live in states that get it. You're a spokesperson for a certain brand of marijuana. Is that right? Or is it a marijuana product?
Yeah, it's actually an edible. It's a lollipop. And this just came out this week. It's called Josh Blue's Dream. So it's pretty cool. It's got my own weed edible, and, Billy Nelson, Snoop Dogg, and me.
That's Snoop Dogg and Josh Blue. There you go.
Exactly.
So how did that come about? How did this edible, this little lollipop thing, the Josh Blue's dream, how did that come about?
So I live in Denver, and it's a legal state, but I've been working with these guys for almost 5 years now. I enjoyed their product, and then I met the makers of it, and we just formed a friendship, and I started doing commercials and ads for them, for their products, and then just came together and we decided, hey, let's make a silly project, and it's cool, you know, my face is on the package, and it's a trip. I never dreamed in a million years that, first of all, weed would be legal, but then again, I have my own product. It's pretty cool.
How cool is it to look at a package and see your face on it? Is that just kind of weird?
It's surreal, frankly. It really is. You know, like I said, I never dreamed of this, but it's pretty cool. And, you know, I am a big advocate for weed, you know. It's not, you know, it does have a bad reputation, you know, stellar reputation, but honestly, with someone who lives with a disability and has chronic pain, it really does help me out. It's pretty cool. We're making this accessible to people who are in pain, you know.
Again, our guest right now, Josh Blue. He is a comedian, and you may remember from Last Comic Standing, the winner. And you said that was in 2006 is when that happened?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I know.
Years ago now.
It seems like it was like 3 or 4 years ago, but that's 11 years ago, Josh. What the heck?
I know, man. It's insane. But I will tell you, since that show, I've been doing 200-plus shows a year, so it really did open the door for my career, you know.
That is really cool. And I see your website, joshblue.com, so if folks want to find you there, facebook.com/official Josh Blue. If you hadn't gone on Last Comic Standing, if that didn't propel your career the way that it did, what would you be doing right now? Do you kind of have an idea of what the other path would have looked like for you? Was there something else that you were kind of thinking might be your road in life?
Sure, I'd probably just be living on welfare.
Well, you got that. See, there's always something to fall back on then, isn't there?
Exactly. No, you know what, man, I've always, I hit comedy pretty early in my career. And, like I said, unfortunately, it's taken off for me, but, you know, I like writing. I do a lot of creative writing, so I could probably be a joke writer for, you know, a late show or something like that, but, you know, right now I just enjoy performing so much too. It's such an amazing, exhilarating feeling. And also, you know, there is the, as far as the disability angle, it really is education, and then I'm helping bring awareness to disability without it being woe is me kind of thing.
Yeah. You know, you're a comedian first and you have cerebral palsy second. You know, it's not like, oh, he's got cerebral palsy and he's a comedian. No, you're a comedian. You're a funny guy no matter what. And the fact that you have cerebral palsy and you get a chance to kind of let people know what that is and you know, what that's like to live with that. I think it's really cool that you have that platform, and you've done a great job of utilizing that platform in a great way.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, it really is cool. And, you know, disability is just such a kind of still a taboo subject, even though the disabled community is the largest minority group on the planet. But we're very underrepresented, and it's fun for me to get to go up there and give us a voice.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time to chat with us today, and you've got a new 1-hour special, Delete. It's available, I see, on your website. I'm stalking you right now, Josh. Is that okay?
Perfect.
So that 1-hour special, Delete, when did that come out?
That was like late last year. That's my favorite thing I've done so far, so it's good.
And I'm going to throw a link to all of this on our Facebook page to make it really easy for folks. So if you're cruising down the road right now and you're, you know, not able to click and watch a video, don't do that while you're driving. I will have a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, with a link to all the info for Josh Blue. Josh, thank you again for taking time to chat with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Again, our guest today, Josh Blue. He's a comedian. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There is an average of 148 typhoons and hurricanes every single year. Yeah, an average. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The typical Roman chariot race had 7 laps.
Really?
Yeah, for those of you that wondered. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The tallest tree ever on record was an Australian eucalyptus tree from 1872 that weighed in at 438 feet tall. I guess weighed in wasn't the right words, was it?
No.
I don't speak
I was wondering how
very
they would
goodly.
weigh a tree.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In France, strawberries were cultivated in the 13th century, and they used them as a medical herb. So they're like, ooh, you got the measles? You need some strawberries. I'm not exactly sure how that worked. What did they cure? I wonder what
I don't think anything cured anything back then. They were just kind of grasping at straws.
It's like, what's going on? Your tummy hurts? Yeah, you need some bee stings is what you need. And final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The biggest known star is about 2,000 times as big as the sun. So our sun is a pretty decent size.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2,000 times bigger than that. A couple of fun facts for you on a Monday. Brought to you by our good friends at pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Having a feline friend is the cat's meow when it comes to improving health, according to this. It says personal peace and raising kinder, gentler kids could explain why 33% of U.S. households have kitty cats. Research shows that caring for a kitty cat improves morale and encourages people to take better care of themselves, according to Rebecca Johnson. She is the director of the University of Missouri's Research Center for Human-Animal Interaction. I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't either.
There's a whole research
Apparently
center?
we need a cat, huh?
Yeah, we need a cat, and we need to get on some of this dumb money, too. I'm just saying. I'll give you some money. Do people like playing with pets? Yes. All right, here's your money. We just need to get in on these studies. It says, while a dog can make you healthier by nagging you to go for a brisk walk or a gentle jog, a purring kitty cat will lower your blood pressure and ease your daily stress. That is what you need, Heidi. Her blood pressure is so high, they always do it twice. They're like, it's got to be
That
broken.
can't be right.
Let me go get another instrument. They're like, wow, you feeling okay?
You walked in here?
Should we rush you to the emergency room? So they're saying it'll ease your stress and lower your blood pressure to have a cat. Other benefits when it comes to the kids, a dog will let you bang it on the head and it'll still love you, but a cat won't do that. Children have to learn to be gentle with cats or the cat will just stay away from them.
Same thing with dogs. You have to learn to be gentle with a dog, or a dog's not
not
going
all
to keep
dogs.
coming around you.
It
Yes.
says the eye-opening research has led
They make it sound like dogs are stupid, and these are a bunch of
Cat-loving-
lonely spinster cat lovers.
dog haters over there. Come on, research people. What
You
was her
can
name?
beat
Rebecca.
a dog, and it'll still come running when you walk in the room. That is not the case.
No, pretty much not.
Our dog, any children, as soon as she sees them,
yeah.
our dog runs and hides
Right.
because she knows they're not gentle
She
enough.
comes and snuggles up with me when there's
Yeah.
kids in the house, and that's the only time she wants to be my best friend. She's like, "Hey, Dad, will you
Protect me?
me from these kids?" And they come over and I hand them off. I was like, "Here you go." I don't really. Eye-opening research led to more and more retirement communities stocking up on cats, proving that they're not merely considered good mousers, but they're also fun to watch, and they promote well-being. So there you go. A couple of good things about cats.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
It is no secret that millions of Americans are sleep deprived, and being drowsy at the wheel is adding to the dangerous mix of cell phones and texting drivers that are out there on the roads all the time. So, in a study from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, 41% of drivers admitted that at some point in their lives they nodded off at the wheel. I have done that. It's been a while, but I have done that. 11% said they'd fallen asleep within the past year. I have not done that. Some drivers confessed they had been asleep for more than a minute on a multi-lane road.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
After analyzing the data, researchers say accidents involving sleepy drivers are responsible for significantly more accidents than previously thought. So the sad thing is, sometimes you don't even know if there was a fatality. You don't know what happened, but it could have been because they they were drowsy and dozed off and crashed. So, but they're saying it's dangerous out there. So wake up before you go for a ride.
I was worried about you the other night. You were driving home very, very
I was
late.
fine. Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh boy.
Jamming to the radio, singing along.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up, we got some more fun stuff to get to. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, if this doesn't make you buy a new toothbrush, nothing will. When you flush the toilet without first closing the lid, germy droplets of bacteria from the toilet are released into the air and will likely land on your toothbrush and everything else in the bathroom. This is according to Donna Durberg, an assistant professor of clinical laboratory science at St. Louis University in Missouri. We're talking about a lot of bacteria, about 3 million bacteria per square inch for most toilet bowls. Toilet water aerosolizes, so it turns into a mist, basically. Spewing in 20 feet from the toilet. So in other words, if it's in your bathroom, unless you've got a 300-foot bathroom, it's coming. So what can you do? First of all, close the lid before you flush. And if you leave your toothbrush out, rinse it off really good before you use it. And they say maybe even use peroxide to rinse it off. I don't know about that. Or maybe you just don't put your toothbrush out. Just put it somewhere locked behind a door, sealed hermetically in a bag or something. All I know is I'm changing the way we do things.
Oh, I don't worry about those kinds of things. You've been doing it that way your whole entire life. And has it ever caused any issues?
It has. It's terrible.
Oh, it's
I've
ridiculous.
known it for years. Now there's study to prove it.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
All right, I got a fun question for you, Heidi. How often should you wash your jeans?
Well,
Like blue
probably
jeans?
after every other wear.
Well, it says not often. Turns out laundering can make clothing deteriorate faster, particularly with cotton and microflora. It says it can be transferred from the skin to clothing. Rachel McQueen. Where did I get Michelle out of that? PhD says, don't worry about those microbes. The bulk of them come from your skin, so they're not harmful. The worst side effect of not cleaning your jeans is just odor. So use your nose to tell you when it's time to toss them in the machine. Some people, this is the part that I thought was interesting, some people can go 6 months before they wash their jeans. 6 months?
We don't go quite 6 months.
No.
But we go a long time without washing jeans.
Yeah, we won't wash our jeans every day, but there are people who do that. You don't need to do that.
I would say I go 2 weeks.
Do you really?
Before washing
I don't think
jeans.
I go that long. It says here, some people go, it says 6 months is the longest in the study. Others go a couple of weeks. When you're between washing, hang them in your closet instead of putting them in a drawer. Because if you hang them up and air them out, that keeps the mustiness at bay.
I just hang them on the side of the tub.
Yeah, I've noticed this. The tub in our bathroom has kind of become the catch-all. We don't use the tub. We use a shower.
Yeah.
It's separate. So we got this tub that's just sitting there. And
Yeah.
we should store more things in there. Clean out the garage and put it all in the tub. No, it's this. All this info is from Women's Health. And they're saying that it is very regularly normal to not wash jeans every single time you wear them. Now, you need to if you spill something on them.
Well, yeah.
Or if you have a job where you're getting them dirty. That's a whole different thing. But the average person doesn't do that. And if you're just wearing them and then you come home, you can, throw them in they say put them on a hanger and back in the closet. So, all right. You have to try that. Coming up in a bit, we've got some good news to share. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is just a really touching story. So I don't know. I guess it's good news, but it's a different kind of good news. I've got a video. You can see this on our Facebook page. There's a son that's documenting his mother's dementia in a heartbreaking video series. Molly Daly is slowly forgetting everything she knows. She was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia 2 years ago when she was just 65. Her son Joey has been her caregiver, and he started doing a little video blog chronicling his mom's dementia. She has difficulty remembering people and events, and also difficulty performing daily tasks. And there's so much that people don't know about dementia that he decided, I'm going to do a video to let people see this. And they can actually go through and each day learn a little more about what this means. And he's saying, imagine if you have a loved one going through this. There's a video of him picking her up from the nursing home, and then they go out and do things together, films their conversations and their activities. And it is really sad. I'm going to click pause on the little video because I've been watching the video, kind of reading that to you. I'm going to pause that now and just kind of chat with Heidi. The thing that is interesting to me is when I was a little kid, my grandmother was going through Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And she moved in with us because at a certain point she really couldn't live on her own anymore. So when she was living with us, I remember when I was only 10 years old, I suppose, learning firsthand about dementia in a whole different way. Because if you see it on TV or if you read about it, it doesn't mean anything until all of a sudden it's personal.
Right.
And then it means something. And I remember how difficult it was because she wouldn't remember who we were, but she was living like 30 years ago. And it got to a point where we finally it was so tough for us that we couldn't do it. We put her in a nursing home that was able to care for her.
Right.
And I remember at first everybody was feeling really bad about that, but I honestly think that was the best thing for her because we didn't have the tools, the abilities to do what we needed to do. So, but I remember going to visit her and she thought she was in the hospital. She would say, well, her husband who had died in the 1970s, and this was in the 90s. She's like, oh, he's going to be here any minute to get me. And it was really hard. And for those of you who don't understand how that works, if you've got a moment to watch this video, you'll understand it. And with this, it's a little different scenario because she's younger than a lot of people who are going through this.
Yeah.
And it came on really quick because it's something different. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And it'll help you understand some of those things. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. What a cool son, by the way, for doing what
Yeah.
he's doing. It's
Yeah.
really neat. And hoping that it'll help other people who are in this situation to, get the most out of their last few moments with their loved one as well. Again, if you'd like to see the video, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today. I'm actually excited to visit with Daphne from DaphDaph.com. Daphne, how you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, John?
Very good. We've got a fun little thing we're going to do. I was on the internet and I found these things called giggly goggles. And Daphne, you're the one that designed these, is that right?
I am, yes. This is my company. This is why it's called DaphDaph. I'm Daphne, and yes, I do design all my products.
And I'm looking on here. There's a lot of fun stuff on here. Let's talk about the giggly goggles to start, because, you know, this is the time of year where people are going to be going out to, you know, go swimming, and kids are going to be going to camp, and there's a lot of fun stuff. If they had some giggly goggles, they'd be the coolest kids at camp, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. So giggly goggles are the most amazing swim goggles. They're fun and they're functional. So basically they are made of a special combination of materials. It's neoprene on the outside and textured rubber on the inside, making it a perfect fit. There is no adjusting needed. So the whole strap is super stretchy, and it has additional bungee cords on the side. And it will basically fit any kid between the ages of 3 to 10. Kids can just put them on by themselves. They're super fun. There is the mask part on the front, so you can basically, you know, you just go undercover underwater. So hence the fun factor for the kids, why they'll probably love wearing them. And in addition, this material is UV protective, so the mask part actually screens for UV. And there is no need to put sunscreen under the eyes, which is the areas that kids really, really don't like putting sunscreen on.
That's really cool, because it covers up the area around the eyes, so you don't have to worry about getting sunburn there. But the other thing that I want to say that I think is just genius about this, Daphne, I remember when I was a kid and I would wear goggles, the worst part about wearing goggles was that stupid rubber band that went around the back of your head and got caught and pulled your hair. I was like, they have to come up with a better design, and you did. There's not the little rubber band on the back of this.
There is not, and they would actually, you know, the curliest hair, they would not pull a single of hair. It's and I was struggling as a mom with my own kids who are both swimmers, and I just like you, I was like under the impression that there should be something better and easier, and something that we will not have to have basically constant arguments with our kids to put on their goggles. It's great also, like, you know, when they take swim classes, so instructors are usually blessing us and being so happy that we provide them with those samples, because for them it's so much easier that they don't need to keep on adjusting goggles for kids during the session.
That's really cool. And the neat thing is they sent us some giggly goggles to give away, so we're going to tell you how to win those here in just a little bit. That's always fun when people get to register to win stuff. Now, in addition to the giggly goggles, I'm on your page here, DaphDaph.com, and I see you have a lot of other things in addition to that. What's this? Is it bonbons? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so the bonbons are from exactly the same material. After we developed the swim goggles last summer and they became such a great hit, we realized that our material has such a great traction and hold that we should do something else with it too. And then we developed the hairbands that are called bonbons, and they're great for swimming or for any other activity. They hold great. They have a bungee cord again on the back, and you can basically adjust the size because, you know, usually hairbands, they're or too small or too big. This will just fit exactly to your own level of comfort. And they're machine washable. You can do basically, you know, you can go swimming with them. And like any other of our products, you just wash it in the washing machine. It repels water. It will come out almost dry.
That's really cool. And I'm scrolling down. I see Super Me backpacks. These are really cool, too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we started basically 6 years ago with the Super Me backpacks. And they were actually inspired by my own son, Adam, who was 3 at the time and was obsessed with superheroes. And those backpacks have a hidden cape and mask in them. So basically, you go to preschool and you can, again, you know, you can just dress up and, you know, when you're done dressing up, you just put it inside and it's a super functional, great quality backpack that allows you to play superhero anytime.
That's really neat. That is so much fun. Again, visiting right now with Daphne from the website DaphDaph.com, and she's got all these really cool things on here that she's designed. And we started talking about giggly goggles, and that's where we started, and that's where we're going to end as well, because we've got some giggly goggles to give away, which is kind of fun to say, giggly goggles to give away. And if you'd like to win those, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And you'll see them on there, and you'll be able to register, and we're going to be giving those away in about a week. So register now, and a week from now, somebody's going to be the winner. Thank you very much for sending those. That was really nice of you guys.
Thank you so much, John. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Well, and I think you've got some really cool designs here, and this is really, really neat. Now, how long ago did you start doing this, Daphne?
So Super Me we started 6 years ago. Giggly goggles are basically new. We started with them last year, and the bonbons, we just launched them about 6 months ago. So we keep on always introducing new products. It's an ongoing entrepreneurial process.
And what did you do before starting this? What were you doing for a profession before?
I'm an architect. So I've always been designing. I'm an architect, and I also have a degree in fashion and footwear design. So,
that is fun.
Yeah.
So an architect that's now making all this cool stuff because your kids liked it, and you're like, you know what? I got kids that like this. I'm going to make it, and look how well you're doing. That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
That is absolutely fantastic. Again, Daphne right there, she is the designer and the owner of DaphDaph.com, and that's DaphDaph.com. And on that site, you can see the giggly goggles. But if you'd like to win some, and we also have a link to her website at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.